Hey, what is up, everybody? Happy Tano Tuesday. We are going to be talking about episode 6, spoiler review of Ahsoka. Hit the button again.
This is extra spoilery.
Yeah, extra spoiler. This would happen when it goes live. Episode 7. Yeah, I messed up the banner here. So,
No, it's okay. I just caught it at the end there, but it's all good.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
episode 7.
yeah. And I put a 6 on the thumbnail. So,
That's
totally
okay.
down mark, but it's okay.
Bum, bum, bum,
Anyways,
bum.
I'm one of your hosts, Joe here. Of course, next to me is Ryan.
That's me.
Alex he's en route. He's uh, in Disney territory, so he should be jumping on real soon. Hey, Courtney, how's it going? So, um, we're moving stuff around here.
Hello.
So, he will jump in as soon as he can. So, I fixed our little thingy here. Let me put it back up. And that's how live stuff goes. If you
There
are
we go.
new to the DUTV, we hope you can like what we're doing. Hit that subscribe, like, and share button. And yeah, we got one more of these coming up. So
Hmm.
I can't believe we're ready to hear. So
I
we
went
will.
quick.
What?
I went quick.
Yeah, that's what happens when
You get old.
the show is pretty badass. So
Oh, that too.
yeah, so like you said, if you read below here, we will be giving a heavy spoiler review. Not really reviews, just our instant reaction. We'll be reviewing stuff on Knights of the Rogue Public, Mando show, but we're going to be talking about some good stuff that happened tonight. I will give a quick synopsis of Part 7, which was titled Dreams and Madness. This was directed by Geeta Van Sant Patel and written by Dave Filoni. I picked up a few things that she's done in the past. So she's done movies like The Rundown with The Rock and Stifler, Sean William Scott. It came out in the early 2000s. Fun
I don't
movie.
know that one.
And some other ones that I forgot to mention right now. But basically, we start off Part 7 with Hera being kind of in the rebellion court, and I put here Senator Zeno, which is I think it's Zeno. Uh, he's a dick. He's a jerk, and obviously him and Hera have some some heated a past here, and she obviously is not a big fan of his. And they're about to court martial her until we get a huge uh, fan favorite. C3PO shows up with a direct letter from Senator Organa, giving pretty much saying that she gave Hera the uh, the clearance to do her mission, which we find out later on wasn't exactly on time, but she did it anyways, and it was pretty awesome. And we also find out at this time from Mon Mothma that Senator Leia Organa is the leader of defense in the New Republic, and so basically what she says goes when there's any threat in the galaxy, proof or not. So the fact that we got that was pretty awesome. Uh, Carsativa references Mando and Mandalore with the threat of Thrawn, so that was cool. And then we get back to the planet, and Hu Yang and Ahsoka are just getting out of. They arrive, get bombarded by mines.
Yep.
Yeah, and Ezra, Sabine, they're still traveling with their little RV turtles club there, and get along with Balin and Shin, and they meet up, they part, and then Thrawn, and this happens all. This is like just the main synopsis, and Thrawn plots on leaving and just not really dealing with them if they can get around there. So uh, that's where we're at. A lot of stuff happened, a lot of fighty, a lot of action. This was a good episode, but this is definitely what they call the penultimate. It was setting up the pieces for the finale that we get next week, and so I'll just go with you, sir. What was your initial reactions on part 7?
I it's the weakest episode in a really good series, and it's not a bad episode, but it wasn't like a. I wouldn't even say it was a good episode. It felt like filler, kind of, which it is.
Yeah,
I like that they dropped the Anakin. There's a bunch more video clips of Anakin.
And the hollow training.
Yeah, she said there's like 20 more, so that sets up us already seeing him is what I'm gonna guess is gonna be a season 2, hopefully. Um, which I like. We might even get him one more time with another training. Um, but yeah, it was okay. It was an okay episode. The C3PO was cool, and the Leia drop was cool, but it was kind of lackluster, in my opinion.
Yeah, and a lot of the second to last episodes of seasons, they're either the big action, the big thing before the finale, which the finale, and like I'll go Game of Thrones, the penultimate episodes, which is what this was, is usually the big action, the big battle. Then the finale is usually setting up the next season and get you pumped up for that. So this one, I think, like you consider it a filler. And a lot of people probably will too. And I could say that, but I also think it is setting up for a big and busy finale, and so they're just kind of setting the pieces. Which, like I said, I can see that being filler. I love the Anakin hologram scenes
Mhm.
and the fact that he name dropped Ventress and Count Dooku and all that stuff. Um, One of the things early in the season that I thought was one of the coolest things ever was the fact that they had the table, dining room, and chairs and everything. They raised from the floor. I'm like, that is so awesome. But then I'm thinking of it like after Sabine was training and now Ahsoka, I'm like,
Oh yeah.
man, then I get their dirty feet all over the dinner table, and that's kind of gross now. So, um, but then we were going to find out too that once and going back to Anakin, Thrawn finds out, Anakin is our master. So I think again, we might get a little more with Anakin with Thrawn, because I didn't read any of the newer Thrawn books. I don't read many books as it is, but I know part of the story is he did meet Anakin, and later on he becomes one of the few that found out Anakin became Vader.
Mm.
So and it's in the canon books, so
Hmm.
it's very interesting. And he really had that like what interest when he found out that
Yeah.
that was her master. So it would be cool to see even a, a flashback with Thrawn and Anakin during the Clone Wars as well. But I don't know if that's too much fan service, but
Yeah,
I don't know.
because I feel like there's still like a lot to tell us and do, and like we still don't know how Ezra and Thrawn got away from each other, and that's like I feel like a pretty long storyline that they could tell, and that there's only one more episode.
Yeah, and I
So
still like I've been saying this long. I still think we're at the um, I still think we're getting more than one season. At least I'm hoping so.
yeah, yeah, I think so after this episode, I think that's got it's for sure. But and I also still not digging the scenes with Ezra and Sabine,
Sabine.
as they just seem like clunky.
All right. Well, real quick before you get to that, we are joined by the Big Smooth live from Lyft in Huntington Beach. What's going on, Smooth?
It's Uber and it's dark, but
Yeah,
I enjoyed the hell out of that episode. Just came in right to hear Ryan hating on the clunkiness of Ezra and Sabine's relation. Have you ever tried to talk to a girl, Ryan? Come on,
yeah, dude,
you know
I'm so
you
smooth.
know it can get. Come on now, damn, I'm smooth like Beavis when he cut all those hairs and glued them on his face. You're too young to remember that. Joey knows what I'm talking
I
about.
know what you're talking about. And
Damn, I'm smooth.
and while you got there, what were your initial reactions on this episode?
Oh man, there was more name drops than somebody trying to get free beer at my brewery.
Nice.
What we got? Organa, we got Zeb, C3PO, everybody. They talked about who's what's her name? The no, the chick from Clone Wars,
Oh, Ventress.
Asajj Ventress. Yeah, I mean, so many
Dooku.
name drops from canon. It was a great episode. I loved the fights. I loved Thrawn, like literally being a military tactician, just sitting there looking at the field,
Yeah.
calling his shots. Watching a chess game. Yeah, watching a chess. He's playing chess while they're playing checkers. It did kind of look like video checkers.
Yeah.
But since we got that Leia drop, do you think that's the bridge to get Luke into the finale?
I
What did
don't think
Leia
we're going
drop?
to get Luke.
Just like the Leia, like dropping her name and then connecting it to Luke to get Luke into the next episode?
No, I think the Leia name drops and connecting her makes more sense because we know that she was a general in the New Republic. I'm assuming this is like in the time Luke was starting the Jedi Academy and or the fall of it. So I mean, he's busy. I mean, waiting to potentially train Jason at some point. Dude, how about Ezra? Like, I don't need no lightsaber. Just coming with. I thought he was gonna have Force lightning for a second.
Then he would be.
I was expecting a bit more.
But yeah, his Force pushes. I didn't expect Shin to be able to get over on him, and the way that whole thing turned out with her just running away, shades of Reva.
Yeah. Real quick, Alfredo. Yeah, I noticed that at the end. We did switch it on the bottom, so it'll change once we go back on YouTube. So.
Part 6, Part 2.
But I still don't think we're getting Luke. I think Leia is the only real bridge. We don't need Luke in the show. I don't think. Maybe season 2, but right now I think that would just be too much. As cool as it would be, but I think he's too busy with the.
No, yeah, we don't need Luke. Luke wasn't in Rebels. We don't need Luke.
Yeah.
I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I like Luke Skywalker, but they don't need to cloud up what's going on here. Let Filoni cook, man. Let him do his thing.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for the finale. I think I expected this to leave it a little bit more of a cliffhanger. I mean, at least from what I understand, they're all reunited. Thrawn has yet to leave the planet, so obviously there's still a possibility to get back. Of course, Thrawn isn't a fighter, although we have seen he can fight. I don't know as much about the actor who plays him, if he's going to be, into that sort of physical activity. But I'm expecting another showdown with Baylan. I mean, we still got to see what the hell he's cooking up with his whole bigger plan, greater plan thing.
And to me, that was my favorite part of this episode was, Baylan. I put Ahsoka versus Baylan Part 2. She brings out both lightsabers this time, and he overpowers her once or twice, but then she's smart and lets him when she takes off. But that look he had of like, which direction am I going to go? Am I going to chase her? Am I headed back towards Thrawn?
It's almost like he's kind of like Thrawn with the like I'm gonna let them play into my trap sort of thing.
Yeah, because even before that, when him and Shin see Ezra and Ahsoka, after Ahsoka pretty much spills the beans and tells Ezra everything which happened off camera, which I prefer it to be that way. They didn't have to show
Sabine, right?
Yeah. But they see Shin and Baylan, but Baylan's like, she's like, all right, we're going to attack. He's like, no, go get them. You're going to join the Empire. I got a different destiny. Paraphrasing, of course. But pretty much letting her go free. I was telling Courtney as we were talking before, I'm like, for one split second after he let her go, for the briefest of time, I was like, is Shin a young Phasma? But then it only lasted a long time because I'm like, Phasma was never Force sensitive, so she just looks like a younger version of her.
She does look like it. I could see that, and that would be an interesting thing to cook up. Although it would feel like a demotion from what she was,
Yeah.
So I don't know about that.
And I just love her character, so I just hope I'm sure she's just an original character. But yeah, they part ways after finding Ezra. They have the awesome battle. Then they get jumped, they get circled, they're chasing the RVs, and after a while, Sabine is blasting all the bandits, and all the little rock people are hiding. But then after a while, then she offers Ezra back his lightsaber. He's like, I don't need it, I'm good, you use it, basically. The Force is my weapon, and so we get Kung Fu Force Ezra, which was pretty cool. That fight scene was also a very cool fight scene as well, too. So
yeah, it was fun. Obviously, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it on a bigger screen, as we were watching on our phone at Rip Pizzeria. Shout out to the good people at Rip Pizzeria. Um, I mean, I don't know how anything is going to compare to sitting and watching that show with some of my favorite beer and some of the best pizza in the world. But I think going to Disneyland tomorrow might help.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, shout out. You love the pizza? What'd you get?
Dude, I got the Detroit style, man. I'll send you guys some pictures.
Nice.
It was the sausage sensei, the deep dish sausage, jalapeno, bacon, hot honey, and it comes with a side of beer cheese for dipping. Oh,
Yeah, I had to get that because, and side tangent here, but shout out to Danny, that new head brewer at Rip. That was the one he recommended when I went. So I'm like, I listened to the man, and he was not wrong.
oh, you
So
got the same pizza?
yeah,
You got the slice though, right? Like you got
the slice. Yeah, yeah. I
yes,
couldn't.
I got the Detroit style. And man,
And
the
so,
Detroit
sorry,
style's
Ryan.
filling.
Sorry, Ryan, but it's better than Napoli. This pizza.
Ain't nothing better. Ain't
your
nothing better.
baguettes.
But
Hey, what did they say when he told him to circle up? Was it Wampa Wampa?
what was that?
What happened?
Remember when Ezra told I forget what the little turtle guys are called, but when he told them all to circle up, he's like Wampa Wampa or something. No, it's not Wampa because there's already Wampas in the Star Wars universe. But whatever he said, I was like, we need to throw that in to our lexicon.
Wampa, wampa.
Yeah, I didn't get that, so I'm not sure. So.
I'm gonna run it back. Oh, that was the other thing. Now that I've seen Ahsoka on the big screen, it doesn't matter what screen I watch it on because it'll never compare. So
Oh yeah,
I'm like, yeah, I'll watch it on my phone in a pizza place. It doesn't matter.
I said that all the time about Rebels too, so I know what you mean.
I'm gonna have to watch it on my laptop. I think the finale. So
I'm just gonna hit some few points here. Then we'll kind of talk about some of our favorite stuff. But yeah, after a while, we get Ahsoka meets up with Ezra and Sabine and get rid of all the bandits. She offers Shin to come with her. Then she bails out. Then we have the nice reunion, and that's how it ends. But I don't know. I thought it was a great episode, but like I understand where Ryan's coming from. A little bit lackluster compared to the last couple, but like I said, I think this is building up to the finale for sure. But I love the episode. This episode,
I think it was a lot more going on in this one than the last one.
Yeah.
But I think as we had said leading up to that, I think episode 1 through 5 were just continuously escalating. It was getting better and better. And at that point, I told you I was equally excited and apprehensive because if they do continue to get better, I don't know if my heart can take whatever they were going to give me at the end. But at some point, it kind of left us open for a letdown. I think last week they did a good job in bringing the tempo down a little bit without it being a letdown. Obviously, being the first real introduction of Thrawn. This week, I guess if anything, you could say that they used a lot of name drops to keep us hyped, but it worked for me. Obviously, C3PO cameo was great. I thought we might even see a young Kazuto Xiono running around the New Republic chamber floor.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he'd be born at this time yet. He may be.
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, and how about the conflict on Mandalore? Shout out with Gideon. And that's really the first thing that gave us what time frame this is happening in,
Yeah, and I like that because a lot of people are like, oh, they got to bring back Mando and Grogu to connect it, and I'm like, all they needed was that name drop, and Carson Teva is the connection. You get this minor character which becomes a major character and he's the connection, and I prefer that as much as I love Mando. So
and then we get Star Wars Filoniverse Infinity War.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I'm just gonna say I know they got him signed for one movie, but I feel like it might be a two-parter if it keeps building up like this.
Oh yeah, and like Alfredo mentioned up here, either we get season 2 or they will tie everything in the movie. I say both. We are getting season 2, and it'll be tied up.
I hope they introduce a big bad like Sith villain at the end of this season, just to like have have a big bad that they could actually battle, because like you can't battle like physically battle Thrawn. So if he had like a headpiece, like
Yeah.
Darth Revan type character or
Well,
something.
he had his bodyguard, which was a little lizard guy named Rook. Real quick, get Van Sant Patel. Like I said, she directed the Rundown with Dwayne Johnson. Rosario Dawson was also in that, along with Sean William Scott, who was Stifler. She did Blue Crush,
Yes.
the surfer movie with Kate
She
Bosworth
done,
and
she done anything in the last 10 years?
House of the Dragon. She did a couple episodes.
Okay. Okay.
The
It's
Magicians, which is
interesting because the older stuff is movie, and now it seems like she's gotten into TV.
yeah.
It's usually the other way around.
She did an episode of Santa Clarita Diet, which I love that show. So a Superstore. So
They
she's done
shouldn't.
some.
Both those shows got canceled.
Well, they were limited.
Man.
She wasn't a
Yeah.
headliner, but she was not a showrunner, but at least a director. But so I'll start with you, Ryan, real quick. What was probably your favorite part of this episode?
I think the C-3PO cameo was pretty awesome. Because that's not one I was expecting at all. Like just not on my radar. I thought that was cool. Little. It's like
I like too when
shit.
Zono was like, "You gonna trust a droid?" and then Chopper like flexes. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do you really think it's still Anthony? Anthony Daniels don't get in the outfit anymore, huh?
I don't think not for a TV show.
It didn't. He looked off with that C-3PO.
Yeah,
No,
I think he did the voice, but I don't. I think he's done.
No,
with
he did the voice. He was in the credits. I just wonder if he actually still gets in the outfit.
I mean, he's
I feel
still
like
in
it's the
shape
kind of
enough
thing.
to do it.
So it's the kind of thing somebody will continue to do just to prove they can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I still fit in my outfit from high school.
Even look like some of the bolts and screws look like they're gonna pop out a little bit. What about you,
Well,
Alex? What was your favorite part?
Trying to think of where C-3PO is in this time frame, right? Because we're talking. This might even lead to where he got his red arm, right? Wasn't there a comic book that talks about that?
Yeah, it's really dumb.
Okay, well,
but I got the comic. I'll let you borrow it.
Where this is, this is us seeing him between. He got the red arm sometime between what we saw tonight and Force Awakens.
Yeah, he literally gets it right before Force Awakens.
Okay.
Like the week before. Pretty much.
And then they wrote a comic book just to explain it, probably the week before the movie came out.
Yeah, just a one shot. Yeah. I think the whole time he's just with Leia, like he's always been.
Yeah.
But what was your favorite part of the episode?
I mean, the C-3PO cameo was cool. I enjoyed all the name drops, the Mandalorian tie-in. I enjoyed the big fight scene with the, obviously with Ezra, Sabine, and then when Ahsoka finally showed up. But I think one of the things that we thought was hilarious was the Howlers. Well, not the Howlers, but the little turtle guys kind of trying to fight. Like when the dude pulls out a slingshot.
Yeah.
And she's like, "What do you mean they don't even actually have like legitimate weapons?" And then when one of them like uses a frying pan to hit the guy. But my favorite was when you saw at one point during the episode, Addie was asking, she's like, "What happened to Sabine's Howler?" And then all of a sudden you see him in the little shelter with the guy. And I was like, yeah, it's going to be a thing. We're crossing our fingers that they'll have Howlers in the creature stall when we get there.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Also, those guys' faces kind of remind me, Ryan, you're probably too young, but the scary orange guys from Labyrinth who bounce their heads around.
Oh, nice call. I didn't even think about that.
That kind of long beaked nose. It's like a cross between a wolf and a bird.
Yeah. Nice call. For me,
Ryan, have you seen Labyrinth?
No, sir.
Well, watch out for the scary orange guys. Of all the things in that movie, that's what scared me the most.
I'm trying to think. For me, it's so tough because I love the vintage Thrawn plotting. That was amazing. I loved everything with Sabine and Ezra, and then Ahsoka. But I love the mystery of what Balin is up to. And
Yeah, the
to me,
mystery
that
of
was
what Balin's up to, and Thrawn. I mean, for us, we all know Thrawn. We're ready for it. But I
Yeah.
feel like the whole community of people who aren't hip to the animated are still kind of like, well, I don't get what the big idea about this guy is. And so I'm hoping there's just going to be some payoff where he really is 2 steps ahead of us. And they're like, oh my God, I didn't even know. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
I'll
I almost want him to win, if that makes sense. I
yeah,
want
because
this
that
to be the Infinity War.
if Thrawn wins, we will get a season 2. So I want him to win too.
Yeah.
Um,
I want
I
them to
also like
snap them
to
away as long as they come back.
yeah. I also really like too, like after all the Purgles were getting just blasted with the mines and everything, they're like deuces are out. You
Right.
know?
Yeah, I believe that because they did announce that Ahsoka is going to be part of Star Tours as well, right?
Yeah, next summer.
Yeah.
I think we found our planet. Even though they have already done like the meteor shower thing to death, it's almost in part kind of like a tribute to the original Star Tours. But I think going through those Purgle bones will be cool, or even going through the Imperial minefield would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I think both of it.
Yeah, I think you'll
Give
get
me
both. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it would be both. So
They changed C-3PO and Hu Yang as the new pilot.
oh. I've kind of been reading like some comments online of people who are big on the animated and stuff. And one of the only knocks I'm really getting on the show is that people feel Rosario's portrayal doesn't match what we got from Ashley Eckstein as Ahsoka Tano, just with her cadence and attitude and stuff. And I feel like Hu Yang is put there to kind of balance it out a little bit. So Hu Yang is being sassy to kind of give Rosario's Ahsoka more of a, straightforward, no nonsense sort of. There was some line in the episode tonight. She's like, because that's how I am, or that's how I do things, or something like that. And I wouldn't say that it necessarily reminded me of Ahsoka from animated, but it felt like something that was kind of trying to say, like, hey, we're trying to remind you of Ahsoka from animated,
Which, whatever. I mean, everybody is entitled to their opinion, but I
Totally.
disagree with that because we got an older, more mature Ahsoka who cut herself off from everybody and found herself, with that Anakin training. So I don't know. I think everybody that is representing an animated character is just on fire on this show. So
Yes.
The gentleman, if you know his name, Ezra, I think is the perfect casting.
Yeah, man. I mean, the voice is on point. I would like to see him shave. I mean, clearly he hasn't been in a place to do that yet. But yeah, Ezra, I think of all the casting, has been the most spot on.
Yeah, and I mean, I've enjoyed Hera, Sabine, and even like Mon Mothma. Anytime you see Mon Mothma is awesome. So,
something else I noticed. I know we're kind of speculating on the night troopers and whether or not they are dead. Kind of like Barack was. And I noticed in the battle when they fell, we didn't see any of that green smoke coming out. So
yeah,
I'm kind of unclear if they are fallen, if they were really just cobbling together armor because that's all they had, or what. And I was really hoping he was going to use the sister magic to like bring back Darth Maul, but we'll see. I guess that begs the question: what do you think is left on the plate with one more episode? Addie says, "Not Darth Maul" from the backseat.
No, Darth Maul, he dead. He dead.
They can kill him 3 times.
Yeah.
I just think Filoni's got something better cooking. So
to see Savage would be cool. Since we had Clancy Brown already show up.
Just in case you were wondering, the Angels won tonight.
Oh, right on.
The Halo is lit.
Good to know. I think. Thanks. Obviously, the Chimera is going to make it back to the known galaxy, and I think there is going. I said I think there will be a fleet waiting for them, and I think that will happen.
So you think that conversation between Mothma and Hera is going to end up with them being ready?
I think so, and especially
with all the
with
name drops
Jason
on
too.
Sorry, with all the name drops of General Organa, I feel we might get another deep fake, de-aged, but I'm kind of hoping we don't.
I don't think we will, only because unless the family okayed it, and I know they but I know they wouldn't do it behind this, like before. Like in the movie, they mentioned that they wouldn't have okayed them the way they okayed the way they're going to do it in Rise of Skywalker. But if it would have came out, they did something before this, it would have been a spoiler. So unless it's unknown, you know what? Kind of going to where Ryan was going with having Luke, I would rather see Leia show up than Luke because it makes more sense at this point to me.
Yeah, if I gotta get one or the other.
Yeah. What about you, Ryan? What do you think we're going to have an in game at?
I think we're like for next week. I think we'll get a new big bad, like red lightsaber big bad, like a new character.
I think Marok's coming back.
Is
not
that
as
like
Marok, but that green smoke it's got to be something. I'm gonna be really bothered if him dying in that green smoke ends up being nothing in these 8 episodes.
I think whatever Balin is searching for might turn out to be a bigger bad than what Ryan is. Not necessarily saying it's a Sith or it's a red lightsaber, but it could be something more than Thrawn.
But I think you need someone for our like main characters to fight. Like if it's Mando and Ahsoka and other characters.
You do, but I don't think it needs to be Sith at this time because for the longest time, Jedi and Sith are like extinct from the Star Wars universe. That's why it was like such a big deal when Rey finds out about Luke, like, oh, I thought he was a myth or something, and all that stuff until Kylo kind of brings back the. I mean, as much as I love seeing lightsaber battles, I think in this time they kind of go away a little bit. So.
And their pool stays open 24.
Yes.
What was that?
We are just pulling up to the hotel. I don't want to cut it short, but I gotta at least cut me short.
All right. Well, what hotel? Shout out the hotel.
Oh, big ups to 4 Points Anaheim. I could kind of show you, but there's like drivers there. Right on the corner of Harbor and Ball, and you've heard me say it before. It's the only place I know of by Disneyland with a 24-hour pool and hot tub. So check in at Disney Universe Instagram after this. You might see me out there drinking a ripped beer and eating a slice of pizza in the hot tub, living my best life.
Nice. All right, on man. Well, glad you're able to jump in. You have a great time, and everybody, like I said, pay attention to our Instagram stories for Alex's awesome birthday bash stories at the Disneyland Resort.
And then Ryan's, it's just going to be like a nice string of parks content.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, but cheers, you guys. Thank you for making it a little later so I can jump in.
Absolutely. Have fun and enjoy that pizza and beer again.
Yeah. Peace.
I want a boomerang of you in the pool.
No boomerang.
You got it. Pizza boomerang.
I love
Later,
it.
man. Right on. Well, I think we're just about done. I do want to try to share something if I'm able to. I got a cool little video from Galaxy's Edge and ran into a certain general and droid over there. So let me see if it'll play. So let me know. Play.
Click the video.
Yeah, I'm trying to click the play button on top, but it just doesn't seem to want to. Well, anyways, it was on our Instagram and it's on YouTube on our shorts, but it's a little interaction with Hera and Chopper with some little kids. Plus, I also shot another video on my other camera, a little bit better of a camera, but so we saw Ahsoka, we saw Mando, Grogu, some really cool videos with Hera, and we did see Finnick, but I didn't get a video with her in time. So, but look for that on our YouTube channel here real soon. But um, yeah, I'm enjoying the show. You're not going to be here next week, are you?
No, it's airing at midnight. No, sorry, 9 p.m. Disney World time, but then you guys are recording at 9, so it's gonna be midnight. So I'll see how I feel. It's after a back-to-back four-park day, so
Oh yeah, that's rough.
yeah, I will. I'm gonna say probably not, but we'll see.
Well, if you want, we'll have you record like a minute short or something on your opinion, and we could share it on
Oh
the
yeah.
live, and maybe we'll bring in a guest. I got a couple of guest ideas. We were going to have one of our cosplayer friends, but she's super busy right now. So, but no, I can't believe we're at the finale already.
Yeah.
Um, still thoughts on the show in a whole so far?
Oh, great. I think it might be better than Mando. I think. We'll see how next week goes, and then I'll make a better per
Yeah.
summary.
Well, right on, and I agree. I think right now, Ahsoka, this show is the standard right now for any Star Wars content and even Marvel. This is the best show, in my opinion, that Disney Plus has put out. And
Mhm.
love Mando, love Obi-Wan. Really enjoyed Andor. I know a lot of people it's a different one, but this is the best show so far. So
Mhm.
and I think the finale is gonna be bonkers. It's directed by Rick Fumiyawa, who's been killing it with Mando. Especially all the seasons. A lot of his episodes have been some of the top episodes of Mando, and he really stepped up to the plate to be one of the main producers in season 3. So I'm really excited to see what he brings us in the finale. I hope we get an hour and a half episode.
I hope
So
so. I hope
yeah,
so.
but I know I have a feeling. I trust in the Force. Rick is going to bring it for the finale. So, um, now thank you guys for watching. This will be on our Facebook Live and YouTube. And comment with your thoughts. And we will see you next week for the final Tano Tuesday. Hopefully, the final of just a season, because I still say we're getting season 2, but we'll find out. So, yeah, I guess may the Force be with you all. Have a good night.
Toodles.